Okay, so we live. We live. It usually take about 2 minutes for everybody to tap on in. But yeah, tap on in. Let's talk about corrupt search engines. So earlier today, what's up? It's me. It's me. It's me. It is what? November 23rd, 2025, approximately 12:07 p.m. on that eastern side. But we done flipped them posts, so it might be western. Then again, y'all know I don't know. But earlier today, I know I pulled out them portals and we opened up some portals and we were talking about corrupt search engines and privacy data breach. Let me hold it up correctly so you can see it. Privacy data breach. So I wanted to jump on here to see if anybody will come and tap in. Yeah, I mean, see if you'll tap in, and we can talk about, chat about corrupt search engines. And in particular, what they brought up was uh, Google. Let's go back to it. Okay, so we're at 1 minute and 11 seconds. 1:11. Tap on in. Tap on in. Tap on in. That's the triple one. While y'all tapping on in. And who played today? Ooh, who played today? Who? Let's fly. We gonna fly high. We gonna fly high. All right, let's get into it. All right, while y'all tapping on in, let me get everything I need going. Yep. Yep. All right, so we got. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I got all of the tabs that I want up. All right, so if y'all tap in, you tap in. If not, I'm just going to go over what I did earlier today. But come on and tap on in so I can get the perspective of others. Yeah, I mean, that's out there. We all learning and we all growing together. So it's time for us to connect. What's going on with the Lost Souls tribe out there? All right. All right. Boom. So we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and go over what we pulled earlier today. So earlier today, we pulled corrupt search engines, okay? And then behind that, it said privacy data breach, okay? So the whole storyline for this week until we tap in next Sunday is going to be about corrupt search engines, right? Social engineering, and then privacy data breach. After that, we pulled Southeast Asia towns that time didn't erase. And we went into those portals and we opened up a couple of places that we went into. Now, what we're trying to figure out is the connection between the corrupt search engines and the Southeast Asia towns. And then what I did was I tapped in. If you ever tap into any of my transmissions, I'll go and I'll research what I wrote down because all of the time, Spirit is telling me what to write down, and most of the time, I'm writing down something that I've watched, or something that I've read, or something that I've come across during my day or during this lifetime. You dig? And then after the Southeast Asia towns, I pulled this one, Director of Behavioral Research, ARPA. All right, and then we went and we researched what that was about. Next was correlation of agricultural needs. And then behind that was North Node. Okay, North Node. What is the North Node? Well, the North Node, if you're in your North Node, all right, you're starting something new. All right. You're fulfilling life's purpose. You're embracing alignment and you have new experiences. You're stepping outside of the boundaries, okay? And you've learned your lessons. So that's hashtag growth right there. And then correlation to agricultural needs. We tapped into chapter 73, and then which is connected to USDA. And then we also found out various metrics and reports for economic development, growth engine through multiple interconnected pathways, and investable surplus. All right. Make sure y'all check out that transmission. It's going to post tonight at 9 p.m. tonight, November 23rd. We also pulled this portal, Bill Hammer, Nate, and team is under judgment. So that led us to a case where it was Bill Hammer versus a family. I can't remember the family, right? But we tapped into that. Make sure you tap into it as well. Take your notes. Which led us to experiments violated civilian psychics, okay? So we know about a whole lot of mind control facilities that are underground. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of deep underground military bunker systems that are out there as well. Which led us to the King of Illusions. The King of Illusions came out right after the experiments violated civilian psychics, okay? They control lights, they control your email accounts, they control, and the FBI database has been compromised, all right? So they even control the FBI database. ACSI, SED, Army Assistant Chief of Staff for Intelligence, Systems Exploitation Detachment, okay? We're also tapped into, after that came out, alpha brainwaves, all right? So the corrupt search agent, the Army Assistant Chief of Staff for Intelligence is also using corrupt search engines, which affects your alpha brainwaves. You dig? Alpha brainwaves, 8 through 13 hertz. Tranquility of a quiet stroll in nature. That's what it feels like when you're in your alpha brainwave. Serenity. You're in the twilight zone. You're on the cusp of reality between subconscious and conscious. It is the gateway to intuition and universe's deeper truths. Right? Privacy data breach. That flight might be your last one, all right? We also tapped into Red Nations Destructed. And then during the Renaissance, they extracted the crystals and used them and used their energies for satanic purposes, right? And that's coming from God. All right, so I also wanted to have, we're at 7 minutes and 36 seconds. With all that being said, right, I came across, and we was on Wikipedia, and I'm just going to read a couple of things from what it says. Criticism of Google, okay? Can I flip this? Yes, I can. All right, boom. So I read this during the transmission earlier. Criticism of Google includes concern for tax avoidance, misuse and manipulation of search results, its use of others' intellectual property, concerns that its compilation of data may violate people's privacy in collaboration with the U.S. military on Google Earth to spy on users, censorship of search results and content, its cooperation with the Israeli military on Project Nimbus targeting Palestinians, and the energy consumption of its servers, as well as concerns over traditional business issues such as monopoly, restraint of trade, antitrust, patent infringement, indexing, and presenting false information and propaganda in search results, and being an ideological echo chamber. Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc., is an American multinational public corporation invested in internet search, cloud computing, and advertising technologies. Google hosts and develops a number of internet-based services and products, and generates profit primarily from advertising through its Google's ad, okay? So on Wikipedia, it's giving you some criticism of Google. On the tabs here, it's also going to give you like the algorithms, the antitrust. We're at criticism of the search engine. Google shop rankings, okay? It's going to tell you everything that you need to know about Google. Wikipedia is usually pretty good. We also tapped into the conversation. Now, this was published, let's see here. All right, the author is Craig Shaw, and he's an associate professor of information science, University of Washington, okay? He also has his disclosure here. He has received funding. He has received funding from National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, Institute of Museum and Library Services, Amazon, Google, and Yahoo. The view expressed here are his only, okay? So he's being paid by a lot of entities that he's getting ready to express about within his published article. All right, and one thing that he particularly, and this was published on March 10th, 2021, and he said it's not just a social media problem, how search engines spread misinformation. Search engines are one of society's primary gateways to information and people, but they are also conduits for misinformation. Similar to problematic social media algorithms, search engines learn to serve you what you and others have clicked on before. Because people are drawn to the sensational, this dance between algorithms and human nature can foster the spread of misinformation. I tell you what, I was absolutely a victim of this. I'm trying to tell you, be careful what you're attached to or what you choose to attach to. If it was me, I attach to only me. I don't attach to anything else. I learn from everything else. I observe off of everything else. I monitor everything else. You know what I mean? I will smile in your face and keep it moving. Search engine companies, like most online services, make money not only by selling ads, but also by tracking users and selling their data through real-time bidding on it. People are often led to misinformation by their desire for sensational and entertaining news, as well as information that it is either controversial or confirms their views. One study found that more popular YouTube videos are about diabetes are less likely to have medically valid information, less valid information than less popular videos on the subject. For instance, ad-driven search engines like social media platforms are designed to reward clicking on enticing links because it helps the search companies boost their business metrics. As a researcher who studies the search and recommendation systems, I and my colleagues show this dangerous combination of corporate profit, motive, and individual susceptibility. Come on, work with me. This one right here, susceptibility, makes the problem difficult to fix. Okay? So when I tap into my portals or when I do my tarot, every Sunday, except for this Sunday coming up because I'm in transition and moving, but every Sunday I'll be tapping into portals. It's cold. It's cold out here. It is what it is. We'll be tapping into portals, right? We'll be opening them up. When you tap in, make sure you bring your pen, make sure you bring your paper. And then I would also love for you all to comment. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way we grow is if we know what is right or wrong. We're just sharing information that we're learning as we go. You dig? All right, so much peace, much light, much love. But during this week, focus on the corrupt search engines, the privacy data breach. All right, y'all? Much light and much darkness. Peace. We'll stick a butter in each breath, just like that.